Hi everyone, I'm so sorry I couldn't get onto the Zoom session tonight. I will take you around where I am and it will probably explain why. That coupled with the fact today's a national, it's a public holiday. I'm in Bali and I'm at a place, and I will talk about cortisol and weight loss and stress in a minute, but check out behind me. So this is a old meditation school, and it's 1100 years old, and there's this beautiful river over there, and because there's ceremony on today, I've just come from inside a little while ago where I was doing some chanting, and just up there, when I finish, I'll take you back up because they're doing a little special ceremony. So Candy asked me to speak about weight and stress, and it's one of those things that we all can fall victim to, and myself included. And there's a couple of reasons why eating when you're stressed isn't good. The simplest way to explain it, so it doesn't matter how good your eating is, it doesn't matter how much you're exercising, if you're eating and consuming food when your cortisol levels, your stress levels are up, you'll gain weight generally. Some people lose weight, but generally it's because they lose their appetite and they don't eat. But if you're consuming calories in that environment, in the presence of high cortisol, you're more likely to gain fat. And that's because of its relationship with cortisol, with insulin, with insulin. Now, to simplify it even more, when your brain is activated, so if you're thinking, if you're stressing, if you're worrying, if you're on the internet, what's happening is your brain is in the fight or flight pattern. So your body's in this amplified state, it's thinking, it's taking information and it's processing, your brain is on. Now that's called the sympathetic state, or the fight or flight. During that time, your digestion, which is your gut system, will be switched off, because that's the parasympathetic state. And your body actually can't be in both states at the same time. It's either on and ramping up, or on down and ramping down. And digestion, relaxation occurs when our parasympathetic is switched on. So the quickest way to switch off your digestion is to eat when you're stressed. And you can see now, when your brain is on, and this is a little saying I've got, brain on, your gut's off. So how do we get around that? Because I live in Australia as well, not for much longer, but I was about to pause that and I can't rewind, so I'll keep it rolling. I'm actually looking at spending more time in Bali, because here I find food is honoured, and nourishment, whether it's from what you're looking at, what you're putting on your skin, whether it's what you're listening to, who you're hanging out with, and more important, and very, very importantly, not more importantly, but equally as important, is how you nourish yourself with your food. Now we have to honour that. So when we go to eat, when we go to consume, we're giving it our 100% attention. And that's how, as humans, we were designed to sit down, eat, engage with our food, and then process it and digest it. Now, we just don't do that in a very fast society. In fact, in the States, they've got this thing called the steering wheel meal, which is a sleeve that fits on your steering wheel, so you can eat on the run while you're driving. And it's kind of ludicrous when you think about it, but this is where people's heads are at. They think if they can save time with eating, they almost go, oh, it's an inconvenience. And what they're doing is they're malnourishing themselves. So they're malnourishing themselves because they are eating junky, quick food, but also because they're not permitting their digestive system to switch on. I could talk about cortisol all day, and no doubt Candy and I would have talked and probably she would have got different information out of me, but the big take-home message I can give to you and invite you to try is that when you're working, so important that you disengage from work, you permit your brain to come down, and you allow the parasympathetic, your digestion, to switch on. Now I'm sure in the old days, and still currently, people who say grace, it's a signal that you're not working anymore, that it's time to nourish and digest. So if you're at work, you need to get up from your desk, you need to allow at least 10 minutes, and you need to have some little signalling to your brain that it's time to sit down, that work can come back when you come back from lunch. So that might be changing the environment up. You might leave the desk and go outside. I'm a big fan of the sun. If you're not a melanoma risk, and sit in the sun and get some sun on part of your body. You might want to do a 10-minute walk and then come and eat. If you work from home, it's also important to get up, disengage from the space that you consider to be work, that's considered to be the sympathetic, the up brain activated state part of your house, and go and cook, prepare with love, play some music, circuit break for a little bit, and allow your digestive system to switch on and your cortisol levels to drop. That way you're not eating when you're stressed. It permits digestion is just an amazing process, from your head engaging with the food to all the digestive enzymes that are released in your upper gut that then signal to your pancreas to release cholecystokinin, which help break down the proteins. Now, if you're not doing that, if you don't even get that first bit right, you don't get the proteins broken down, and a lot of people bloat and they feel tired about an hour after they eat. Alternatively, if you wolf down your food and you get big chunks in there, same deal. Your body can't break it down, therefore you end up malnourishing yourself, and it doesn't matter how good your food is when it's on the plate. If you don't get this digestive thing right and switch your brain down, you're malnourishing yourself. So, to recap, digestion is a very intricate process. You need to be in the parasympathetic, the relaxed state before you eat. This is why I'm a massive fan of the siesta. It works very well. People go home from work, they stop at the village on the way, they pick up some local produce, they meet with other people, they're kind of happy generally when they go to eat, and then their stress hormones are down. And that's not the French paradox, it's how we should eat. So you can get away with different things on the table that don't necessarily add up in calories, but make so much sense from a hormone perspective. So honour your food, honour your temple. Tomorrow when you go to eat, regardless of where you are, pay attention to the food as it comes to you, get excited about it. Switch off your brain, switch off your phone, switch off the internet, switch off the TV. Look at your food, engage with your food, and allow your body to digest and process. And that will help take care of weight. And in fact, for some people, that's been the only thing that they've done, and they start to lose weight where previously they haven't been able to. So I hope that was useful. I hope you're really good role models for your children as well, and you inspire them to do the same. And sorry I couldn't go live on this, but I hope the message is just as short and punchy. And if you want to come over to this place, I actually hold retreats in Bali. My next one's in I'm just deciding whether it's late February next year or March. But look over there, look at the lush green. So this is one of the places we come to on my retreats, and we stay not far from here in Ubud. It's about nourishment. The retreats are they're about, I believe in nourishment, not punishment. So these retreats are about honouring yourself, about topping up your love tank, energy tank, and then re-entering back into home, but with clearer vision and self-nourished. So thanks so much, Candy, and love to everyone back home, and I hope that was really helpful. Bye-bye. Now I can't stop the phone. We're having a few IT issues here.